Johnny Depp won his case, and the internet went ablaze when the news released that he won the case. Johnny won, I think, on all counts. He proved defamation, proved malice, or at least the jury was convinced of defamation and convinced of malice. I probably should say a better way to phrase it. And I don't know what the other qualifications were, but it basically came down to defamation and malice to get the suit across. Blah, blah. And Amber, I think she also won one of her counterclaims of defamation, but it was, if I remember correctly, through an association. Like his lawyer said something, because Johnny was associated with the lawyer, he kind of had some level of, I guess, responsibility with that. But she won one count, whereas he won all his. And he was awarded, I think, a total of $15 million. But then because her suit got her $2 million at 13, and then in that state of Virginia, they're capped. Forgot the specifics on it, but there's a certain cap to what he won, which is at, I think, around 10. So he actually only gets 8.
Sounds like he gets all his money back that she didn't donate to the charities, but she pledged. Sorry.
No, it's just funny because the people have been arguing on, not arguing, but people have been funny little memes coming out saying how she should just pledge that money to Johnny Depp and she'd be good.
That's actually pretty funny.
Damn. Saw it live.
Yeah, we all saw it coming. Like, I don't know if y'all were keeping up with the case, but we kind of, like, even if you guys weren't keeping up with the case, it was still kind of obvious that
she was gonna lose. And
yeah,
but her
I thought it was
message
pretty
after,
funny, and it definitely looked that way, like he was going to win. But I was just like, who knows? And I saw, I think the guy's name, his name's Asmongold. I saw him streaming.
Okay, he's been watching Asmongold watch it the whole time.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually surprised how many viewers
he got gotten. A lot.
He's gotten like over 150,000 viewers.
460,000, Ian?
That was his max?
460,000. That's his max?
Dude, this guy literally watching a court trial and just shitting on it in commentary got close to 500,000 viewers. Like, dude, that is so wild to me. And I saw him boot up his stream, like the day that they were going to give the verdict. But I was like, dude, I don't really want to, I kind of don't care. Like, it's not going to affect my life too much. So I was just like, whatever. I just turned it off. But the sheer number of, like, people watching his stream at that time is just too wild to me.
Amber Heard says she's not even mad that she lost the trial. She's more upset about what
let's go to her tweet
for the next woman.
You guys pull up her tweet. So yeah, almost literally, Ian and I were watching it live because we were when we were working.
Oh really?
Yeah, we were working. So we were like, while we were working, we had a little live thing. Well, he had his, and I had mine in the background playing until they finally got the verdict going on. They announced it was coming at 3, so we were like, oh, okay, anticipation. Let's see what they got to say. Something to keep our minds distracted.
This Friday at 3 o'clock, the season finale.
So it was funny because they read out the verdict, and then, like, what is it, Ian? Not 5 minutes after, she suddenly lays out this lengthy tweet. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I'm sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly.
But you lied. Like, the thing is that you lied.
But
and it cost somebody something.
Like,
that's the real part.
But when I read this, the obvious things are annoyed at the shit she says here, but what I guess bothers me more is not necessarily, this is cookie cutter. Everyone says this. Like, she's not the first person to do something like this. Like, I think to our argument about the snake eating itself, I think this is a testament to not necessarily the snake eating itself, but more argument that it's finally starting to eat, like, I guess, nibble, get a taste for it, because this has become so obvious that we can point out fake. Like, this is not genuine. Like, everything in here, like, I don't know, it's just.
Well, I also think the scales are starting to balance out.
Yeah. What do you mean by scales? Because my point I'm trying to get is we're becoming more and more aware,
the general consensus is the general public
of this kind of stuff
is more aware of, not all the time, but we're more perceptive of when there's an attempt to manipulate us. Than there used to be.
Like, definitely, I think the Me Too movement was a backlash of, like, you know, pent up incidents in certain industries. And like they mostly were valid. Like I have no idea who wasn't and who wasn't lying, but I would assume that most of them were truthful. The thing is that like that is kind of running out of gas, and it also, now that it's running out of gas, is also showing that even men are susceptible to the same things. So that's why I mean the scales are balancing out. Like there's vices on both sides. You know what I mean? Like both men and women deal with slander and allegations and abuse and just in-home violence and whatever. Yeah, this is like the first public case where a lot of guys are like, damn, like we actually won that. Like most people would just write it off.
My question for y'all is, let me get a lead up to this question. So do you think, and some people are saying this, her career is over?
I don't know. That's actually something I was thinking about. Like, is Disney gonna just suddenly drop her, or Warner Brothers, like they did with Johnny?
Well, she did get fired from Aquaman too, apparently.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think her career is over as far as like box office. Like, she's not gonna be any headlining any major
B-list
movie.
movies now. See whatever
Juicy
they're called.
Smoulier.
I'm glad you said that, because now my lead up to this. Thank you, John. So my second question now. Who do you think gets their first movie? Amber Heard or Jussie Smollett?
Yeah, they might be the same one.
What am I saying, Jesse? Fucking Amber Heard probably gets it before he does.
Yeah. She's more, I guess, utility.
I mean, she's having marital problems. She didn't fucking fake a hate crime. To me, on the scale,
she shit on somebody's bed.
Shit on somebody's bed.
That's still less to me than fucking faking a hate crime.
Hate crime is wild.
People with it.
And then still on the way out of the courtroom saying, yo, 400, yo.
So another thing I want to point out too is, I know y'all didn't see it, but my question when I was watching her was, if any point in time where we finally got to see tears from you, wouldn't this be it?
No, because she's just paying back his money. She got $7 million from him.
She wants us to believe what she claims, that Johnny Depp physically and sexually assaults her. Mm-hmm. And one would assume, maybe I'm wrong for this assumption, that if Johnny Depp really did physically and sexually abuse you, when you lose the case to prove this, wouldn't you kind of like emotionally lose yourself a little bit? Like,
the case
I guess
wasn't
break.
About that.
Fair.
It was a defamation case.
Fair, but the defamation helps reveal the trauma that you allegedly been through.
True.
So wouldn't that hit you, impact you?
Compartmentalized it, and also like, I'm not gonna say he wasn't. I don't know if he was verbally abusive or not. Like,
and we heard the audio. He said some things, and we saw some of his text messages and stuff.
He's sharp
like,
with these.
He's sharp with it. He's sharp with it.
He has a silver tongue. Is that what they call it? Silver tongue.
The breath of life leaves your lungs.
So like, yeah.
He said some other things too that weren't exactly eloquent, but it was just.
What I say, he cussed her out with a feather pen.
Yes,
yeah, like, no, my boy, but still, she, like you said, she won one of her cases. So I just think she stretched it, got caught stretching it, and tried to play off of the whole Me Too woman empowerment thing. And like I said, all these things exist for a reason. It's just somehow, some way, it almost seems like by design that all of these things that start off like grassroots get convoluted into something else by the end of it. It's almost like sabotage. It's just sad enough to say. It's just like nothing ever gets accomplished because we want the new thing or the new standard or whatever it is that we see approaching to be perfect. And then any misstep with that thing then nullifies the whole movement or voids the whole movement. Like this shorty that stole all the Black Lives Matter shit. Black Lives Matter is almost like a joke now at this point, right? At its conception, when it was its grassroots, it was probably meaningful. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, at that time, when it was being created,
we tried
it
to
was
make
probably
the distinction between the organization and the actual movement. People
exactly.
actually try to do that.
But
There's
like even with the Me Too, like these women had been abused. That's not a joke. Like, these women sincerely been abused. But now you look at the same movement now, and because you have sour apples like her and stuff like that, the whole movement loses steam. The truth of this, the what the actual problem is.
I agree with you. Honestly, I genuinely think that because Me Too, like she became the face of Me Too, and now it's like, let's be honest, like even if you use the trial as reasoning or not, like I don't think she was sexually or physically abused. I just don't. And now with this case, it ruins that whole, like, it just makes them look like, what, chumps, I guess?
Mm-hmm. And she tried to extort them.
Well, it's sobering because, I mean, we've seen now 2 instances for one person basically using victimhood with a race card, and now another person using victimhood with a gender card against people, and it's just kind of like shit. Like you can actually abuse the public appeal, and so now I would hope that the general public's a bit more skeptical when it comes to the emotional like virtue signaling of like do this, do this, do this, and it's like wait, let's actually stop and actually take a look at what's happening.
All right, this podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds. Shout out Angel Blinds. It's a local business based in Atlanta, Georgia. Check them out. Their blinds help you get a new look for your living room, to your bedroom, to your dining room. They even customize kids' blinds with their favorite superhero or princess. Make sure you get Iron Man. He's the best. Shout out. With our promo code FDT, our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You can find them on Facebook at Angels Blinds or their Instagram at Angels_Blinds. Shout out Angels Blinds. But I guess kind of on topic, a little off topic, but ask a question off that. But do you think that's the general populace, or do you think that's normal or not normal? The majority or minority, when it comes to the minority or minority being the populace who kind of lead with their emotions or are easily influenced with their emotions?
I would hope it's the general populace who actually,
have a little more rationale.
Yeah, and it has rationality. I mean, the other thing too is that we're looking at a lot of this instances through the scope of the internet. And the internet is just a fucking swirl of bullshit. So in person, I would hope the populace is more rational.
I just wanted to ask that question.
No. I'm glad Johnny won.
I thought it was funny.
I'm glad Johnny won, but like it don't. At first, I got something I
want to ask. Go for it.
At first, I thought I was gonna push like Doc said, a little bit of the balance as far as like just rushing to judgment.
What's up, Ethan?
But hey, what's up, Ethan? But nah, ain't shit gonna change. People gonna do what they do. So
actually, the thing I like the most about this is that it kind of stiffed the corporations that were like immediately dropping people for allegations and stuff like that. And
we're not getting another Pirates.
Yeah, hopefully now it makes them be like, wait, let's should actually wait and see what happens with the
case or something like that.
They missed that on bread too, man. Because I'm already over watching any Pirates of the Caribbean that doesn't have my boy in it doing his walk.
Yeah, the franchise right. He is the franchise.
I need him to walk in the movie or quick run, whatever that thing is.
Whatever that is.
That thing.
Yeah, this is an anecdote, but that first scene where he comes out, where he's fucking riding the sinking boat and he just like steps on the dock.
Yep.
I thought that was the coolest fucking thing as a kid, man. I was like, that's so badass.
Real quick, Ian, could you pull up the tweet again? There's one thing that was said in there that I wanted to address and I forgot to address, and I want to address it before we close out at the next topic, which was her argument about free speech. I believe Johnny's attorneys succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so. Because Asma Gold, because Ian was watching when we were working, was going through some of the comments after she tweeted this and other people's reactions going on, and it was kind of insane the amount of comments and people agreeing with that statement. So I guess, okay. Let's boom.
No, because the problem isn't the freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
Exactly.
Your speech affected his income.
Exactly.
And his public image.
So
so what she's trying to say is that her defaming him was her right.
No, you don't have a right to defame somebody. And I don't know if that's her argument.
I mean, that's literally what because she's saying
literally
she should have been protected by freedom of speech.
Which doesn't make sense.
And also because it's freedom of speech, it can be it doesn't have to be literal.
But they're not arguing that you can't say what you said.
But she's saying it also doesn't make it literal.
But there's consequences to it. The consequence is you lied and defamed somebody. You can do it if you want to, but there's consequence to it. That's why I don't understand what she's saying.
I agree. I think she's saying that freedom of speech can be taken however it was. Freedom of speech doesn't only speak to being the ability to say whatever you want. It's to say what you want, how you want it. And so the argument would be that I said it. It doesn't mean it was literal. I didn't mean that I didn't ever state. Her argument was she never said that what she said. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to prove it, which I guess they pivoted to, her first argument was that she never said what she said. So like her argument was that she didn't say it in a way that defamed him. Even when if you look at the evidence, she was pointing out to, they didn't mention you in the article, and I was just talking in general. So her whole point was he had the right to generalize and speak, and it shouldn't cost her all this money. I think she's a lying witch whore.
I actually didn't know that was her angle. I mean, yeah, you can totally sue people for slander and stuff like that. People do in politics all the time.
I guess to harp on your point, trying to understand your point. So your point is because that's what they had to go through this case for, to prove that she meant Johnny.
She slandered him.
That even though she didn't outright say Johnny Depp, but it was heavily implied, insinuated that it was Johnny.
Correct.
And she's trying to navigate that gray area.
Yeah, but it was a dumb thing because when Disney decided not to continue with Johnny Depp, there's literally that should have been the shortest case ever. Because if you're saying you didn't imply it, are you then implying?
Child to me, like I don't. Is that
you can
arrogant
sue
of me?
Disney too, because then honestly speaking, you're saying that it wasn't me, right? But you implied it was me. So does that mean Disney got the wrong implication when they fired me? I didn't
say it.
No, so Disney was wrong. So that's true.
She shot on the bed. Of course, she's a child.
But like, you're implying that Disney made the wrong decision. Then you're implying that I should be keeping my job. So that means I get to turn around and sue Disney too, because it was just an implication, right? You didn't say it was me. Where did they come to the conclusion it was me? Where did all the sponsors and all the monies and all the opportunities that I lost, why did they come to the conclusion that it was me that you were discussing if it was just not implied? To me, the whole thing is stupid at that point. They didn't even need that many days to deliberate.
That's why I said chalk. In me, in my mind, that's something like that's a conversation I have with a kid. Like when they're just being annoying, like you catch them in something. It's like, well, I didn't.
They're nitpicking.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Trying to weasel their way out of it.
Exactly. Weasel their way out of it. And she thought she could weasel her way out of this by feigning this emotion and then her acting skills throughout. I mean, watching her was so funny, this whole process. I think that's why this blew up as much as it was, because the memes that came out of it. All the 460,000 people watching Asmongold, they were, I think, watching because of the clips that are going to come from this. There have been hella viral clips from this trial alone.
I mean, it was interesting, man. Like, the case to some point was really fucking hilarious because just the way the lawyers were going off, like they were
the 15 minutes of fame TMZ guy, that was funny. Also,
it was really bizarre, some of the questioning, and then even some of the witnesses that came out, like the dude who was fucking vaping the entire time when he was talking.
They're like the psychologist that came out.
Yeah, dude, he was hot, man. Like there was even I
wasn't talking about the hot one. I was talking about the weird one.
Somebody was vaping.
Yeah, there was a guy who was like on stream for he was being a witness, and he was on a stream cam, and he was fucking vaping the entire time when he was giving his testimony.
Wow,
it was really bizarre. Yeah, dude, the final question, you got to watch that video because the final question they were like, "Do you remember some ex fucking situation within the couple?" And he straight up looks at the camera, and he goes, I don't remember what I had breakfast this morning.
Yo!
And it just fucking, dude, I died, dude.
I gotta look this. I don't think I saw this testimony. I gotta watch this. Wow.
You should see it. You
who's
just
witness?
See Johnny's fucking cracking
Who's
up.
witness? Was it Amber's witness?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember seeing the clip of him like.
If Johnny's cracking up, then it can't be his witness. Because I would not have been cracking up if that was my witness. If I made y'all my witness for something and y'all do some shit like that, I would be furious.
Probably.
I don't want to discount my testimony, but I'll tell nothing but the truth.
I think the guy's he's a fucking cleaner or something for like their house, and they were trying to get his his perspective.
Funny.
Fuck that. Hey, fuck these guys too.
Is it weird that through his persecution of defamation, she got defamed? Like him trying to.
Is that defaming though?
That he was defamed. He actually ended up defaming her.
But is that defamation or is that justice?
I mean, she can't sue. How is she going to prove that she was intentionally defamed in a
because
she did it herself. All the clips came from her own testimony. Like the bee stung by the bee. It was just the
content. The content enough is enough.
When you try to take somebody down that's important and they belong to different groups, if you fail, the type of blackball she's about to get is going to be different, in my opinion. You tried to take out Johnny Depp, like you tried to take out Leonardo DiCaprio, and fail. You try and take out any of these critically acclaimed, really long-standing pillars in acting.
Well, everyone likes Johnny.
Fail, not be, but be wrong. I think that one's different. I think this one's real different. I think Amber Heard, we're gonna hear about Amber Heard in 10 years.
In what way?
Because I was actually thinking of that saying where it's just like if you kill a king, you can do it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like women should be like persecuted or anything like that. I'm just saying Johnny went up against like the modern resistance. You know what I mean? Like
technically speaking, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and he won, and so everybody's just like, oh shit, like, and all the proof was publicly made
For
in front
years.
of everybody, and
For
like
years.
a lot of it for her was pretty damning. So that's the thing that I was just like, oh shit, like
Nobody
he
will
actually
work with
kind of
her.
rocked the boat.
Like she can't have a male lead.
I think it's gonna be a while before something like that does happen.
She can't have a well-known male lead in a movie.
I want to say, and this is not true because unfortunately men exist, but I would say it'd be hard for her to find a relationship after this too.
No, she good.
But people out there are weird.
No, she good.
People out there are weird.
She always gonna. Let me tell you something. Women will always find somebody.
Yeah, I agree to that.
That thing.
One more point, which is wild to me. She has a kid.
With him?
No, she got it. What was it, through a surrogate?
She got it. Oh God, ain't they arguing about some sperm or something?
I don't know.
They was arguing about some frozen
This whole
frozen
situation
eggs or
is
some shit
weird.
like that.
I didn't know that. That's wild. Yo, thanks for making it to the end. We really appreciate it and hope you all enjoyed the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell to get notified when we post our clips.
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastFDT. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are all fake deep thinking. Check us out, please.
FDT. Peace, y'all.
Peace.